Hi, hello, g'day, kia ora, welcome to the studio. I'm Paula from Moxy Mojo, and this is day 25 of Dephemerember 2023, your ephemera inspiration for December. I just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone who is celebrating Christmas, or season's greetings, happy holidays, whatever it is that you like to say. Thank you for joining me, whether it is on Christmas Day or after Christmas Day. I hope you had a wonderful time and were able to celebrate with those who were nearest and dearest to you. Thank you for joining me for today's prompts. Feel free to craft along, or if you've had too much Christmas lunch, then just sit back and enjoy watching my take on the prompts from Louisa and Barbara. So today, it's friendship bracelet. Now, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I know that for most of the prompts, I've taken them pretty literally. And to be honest, this one really isn't going to be that different. But rather than just a friendship bracelet, I've actually decided to do two creations. One being the friendship bracelet for me to wear, and the other being a friendship bracelet for my journal. So in other words, it's going to be the closure. So we'll start with that one first. Now, I picked up some scarf closures, or scarves, shawl closures on Temu. So they have these alligator clips on either end, and then there's some faux pearls that are strung together, and in the middle of this one there is quite a nice little wee feather. So I've decided this is going to be the closure for my journal. And what we're going to do is we're going to string some charms onto here. Now I've picked out some that I like. I wouldn't say they have like particular meaning to me, not like the other bracelet that I'm making, but they are still ones that I was attracted to in the process of looking for charms. They do have a meaning to me, but not as great as the ones of the bracelet. But I still wanted to have these on this closure as something decorative and to emphasize it. So rather than just having this string of pearls, I'm actually going to have the charms dangling. What I've decided is on the either end where the alligator clip joins, I'll put a charm. I'll put one in the middle here on either side of this feather, and then either side of the middle pearl. So that means I can put 4 on each side. So I'm just going to try kind of rearrange them a little bit. I think I want the 2 longest in the middle, and then we'll have maybe like a Nate of Celestial side. And then I want the love on the opposite side. So we have either side, we've got love. And that was quickly decided, wasn't it? It's so not like me. Now I've got some jump rings here. And these are, if I can measure them, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, about 9/16 of an inch. No, 9/32 of an inch. I don't even know what that one is. So that is about 8 millimeters. Yeah, 8 millimeters. That's easy for me. I can understand that maths. So I will need 8 of these, so 1 for each charm. And then I just have some spares if anything goes wrong. I'm going to use my jump ring. Now this, whoops, works by you sit, and I need to just find which one I need. Not that side, it's a bit tight. That side's even tighter, so it'll have to be that side there, I think. So you basically find your join in your jump ring, sit it in there right by the join, and then we're going to use, and I'm going to use these nylon nose jump rings, pliers, it's pliers, Paula, and we are just going to twist that sideways. So easy. Look at that, first one's done. So now we're going to put that into our first loop, put our heart on, and let's just double check it doesn't have a particular direction. Slide that in, hold this side in the nylon pliers, this side goes back into our jump ring. I'm just going to call it the ring, and then closed, just like that. And already we've got our first charm dangling there. So now I'm going to start and probably like alternate ends and just carry on. So what I might do is, now that you've sort of seen the setup up at a distance, let's bring you a little bit closer so you can actually see what I'm doing. Right, so put that over there because that was, I used the spare. Slide everything into the middle where you can see we've got our bracelet. Well, it's not really a bracelet, it's a closure. So now we are going to take our next jump ring. So I'm grabbing it just on the side of the split. Hopefully you can see that. We're going to put it into our ring and twist slightly. Still holding on to that. I'm going to try and slide that in. Sometimes it's easier not to hold it in the pliers. So now I've got to make sure this is round the right way. So yes. And now it's not gonna, I'm not gonna be able to hold it while you're this close. Right, so there. All thumbs now. Breathe in and out. It's only a video, Paula. Right, I think I should have put it into there first. And so we're there, and we're just going to this time twist the opposite way and close. And yep, check. And we forgot to put the charm on. Paula, you seriously, you are just slacking. Okay. I'm going to leave this in just so you can see that, you know, we all make mistakes. And we all do silly things, like forget to put the charm on, drop all our jump rings, have to start again, fumble like there's no tomorrow. Right, put the charm on, yes. And close. Alright, So now, this time we have 2 charms on. We have our love and our heart. Right. So, now I want to make sure that that doesn't keep flipping over. So we're there. I need to shift everything up a wee bit. Still can't see. I'm so not organised today, am I? That's what happens when I have a couple of days off. Right, so we're going to go in for these ones here. Now, because my love is longer than my heart, I'm going to balance it out by putting the key on this side and then the feather, which is not quite, oh, you know, they're roughly the same length, but, well, maybe we should go that way, because then we've got like skinny and bulkier. Okay, yep, we'll do it that way. I'm just trying to like do a pattern to it. Right, so here we go again, very simply. Right, so hold it in the pliers first, slot it in the ring, and twist. See, it really does make life so easy. Now, luckily this ring is attached to the feather, so we don't need to stress about it too much. And yep, so there is a difference here. So we've got that back compared to the lines on the front, so we know which way around it needs to be. So we've got that on there. Then we're going to put the end in between the nylon pliers, slot that into the ring, and then twist to join them back together. So much easier. I really wish I had gotten one of these years ago. Alright, here we go. Ring, twist. So this time it's the key, and it goes into the other fixed ring on the end of the feather. Now, does this have a right and a wrong way? No. I think I prefer that way around. Alright, so pliers, ring, together. Not quite. And come on, out now. Now you're just not cooperating. That's better, is it? Yeah, just slight adjustment needed. There we go. Alright, so we have those two in the middle. So we have our love, our heart, feather, and key. Right, so now we've got a flower and a sun, so we'll do these, and these ones are going on the outside of the center pearl. Now the great thing about these trying to talk the nylon pliers is that you don't have to worry about marks being left on your beads or your findings or anything else. So I was always having that problem because I used my ordinary pliers, which, if you can see here, have got that little wee groove on them, and so they were always leaving marks. So we've got that sunflower on there, So now with these nylon nose pliers, and yes, again, they were a Temu find. Whoops, drop that, don't come undone. Because I couldn't find any here in New Zealand, at least not in a, well actually no, I couldn't find any, but listed online, I couldn't find any at a reasonable price. And that's the biggest thing with getting anything here, is most of the time, if it's not something that's found easily locally, and that's a lot of craft supplies, then we actually need to bring them in from overseas, and then the freight is a killer. Right, so here we go, nylon, and twist, and we're going into the other side there. Look at that, that went nice and easily. Now this little wee mushroom is one of the charms that I got from Miss Wendy in her swap, and I just thought they were so cute, so that just had to come on. And because we had our mushroom robots as well, that's why that made it on. So now we've got 2 left to go, and so we're going to twist, and you notice I check like which way round I want things, whoops, and check that the findings are twisted and sitting the right way, or they're not twisted and are sitting the right way, before I go and put anything on, just because doing that double check before you get everything back together again does save a lot of hassle in having to undo and fix a mistake. Right, so here we go, here's our last one. And we're just going to put this one on, and then it can go directly onto our journal, which I have to admit is starting to get very, very gator mouth. And I know a lot of that is because I've just done such chunky ephemera as part of this Dephemerember, but that's okay, I've had so much fun. Right, so there we go. That is everything on there now. We've got there. Right, so now I'll take you back out so that we can put this on our journal. Oh look, I got it right for a change. Now, so here's my journal. Now, my problem is that I've got these feathers right in the middle of the journal. So I was thinking I could probably go above or below, or even maybe on an angle. So let's try that. So we've got our alligator. We'll go up to there. And then we will untwist everything and bring our alligator and come down on this angle here. Whoops. I think I need to put the back on first next time. Right, there we go. But doesn't that look cool? So I can still keep expanding a little bit, but I'm really pleased with the way that that is going. So let's shift it down there a wee bit. So now maybe you can see it a bit better, apart from the feathers flopping over. Okay, so that's on there doing its job. Now I would happily use these alligator clips on a fabric journal. I wouldn't use it on a hardcover journal that's got like a book board or something like that, or even recycled book covers, just because I think the teeth in it are likely to dig in and scratch and mark it. So these I think are really only suitable for like fabric journals, but given that's exactly what this is, then perfect solution for my journal closure, and that's going to look awesome hanging on my bookcase. I love it. Right, so that one was easy done. Right, now for my next one, we can shift that out of the way. Now, this is my friendship bracelet. Now, I picked this chain up, or necklace up, at a hospice shop, and it had like multiple charms around it on all three chains. So it's got one chain that is very heavy, one chain that is sort of a medium weight, so this is what I'd call a standard chain. This one is like an oval or circular rings, kind of like what I call like an anchor chain. And then this one is a small version of a ordinary chain. And so the three of them are on there. I think it must be like a copper, because you can see it is tarnishing there. And look at the size of that meaty lobster claw. I love that. I think that's perfect. And for my thick wrists, that's what I need. So I'm going to also reuse this, which is like an extension for the necklace if you wanted to use that. But I'm going to use all three chains for my bracelet. So what we want to do is pull that off there. Now the short chain is the smallest one, so that will determine the lengths of the others. So now I should be able to reuse this jump ring on this end with this, and then shorten all the other chains as long as I need. So this is going to be our first thing, is to open up this ring. Alright, so, okay, come on, open up. Have you been soldered shut or something? That's okay, we will just find another way of doing it then. No, so it's definitely that this jump ring has been soldered. And that kind of scraped off. Yes, it's a copper under there, so I'm going to have to clean this chain, I think. But we will probably do that afterwards, because for now I want to keep going. So that can stay on there. Right, so we will go for this one. So what we're going to do now is, as we can't open that jump ring, we're going to try to open the actual chain link. And we might, I think we're going to need these, because it's just not, it's too small for the nylon pliers to hold on to. And I think that's too big for there. So we might have to resort to surgery. Right, so there we go. So that's one. Now I've got to remember that was on this ring here. Okay, so leave that there. So now we need to remove this one here. And this is also big and chunky. But that's quite good. That gives me a couple of links to try different cleaning solutions on. Now, do you need to be opened even more? Okay, surely not. But I think you do. This is what I get for wanting to recycle an old chain. They made them tough back in the day. Ugh. Excuse the grunty tennis player noises. Right, there we go. So that gives me 2 links to play with there. Now, so the question is, how long do we want this? So we have there, and then there's going to be a jump ring on the end. So I don't want it strangling me. But I don't want it slipping down and off my hand. So, yep, about there looks pretty good. Now, where, oh where is the join? Excuse me, there. At least I thought it was there. Or am I going to have to cut you apart? Yep, I think it's going to be a cut apart. Right, so there's one. Alright, so that is spare chain. And now we want to make these the same length. So the first thing I want to do is make sure that these are untwisted. Now I should probably say at this stage to any jewelers who are out there just absolutely cringing and holding their heads in absolute horror, that I am not a jewellery maker. I've never taken any classes. I have simply learnt by doing. Okay, that chain is just annoying me because it's not sitting right. So excuse me while I just tidy this up, but I want it to sit properly, because then the measurement will be right. It is that the chain is just twisted, so it's not lying flat. Is that right? No, just almost. Right, there we go. So now we need to go to, right, that is the same length, so that's the last one. So we are splitting this one. There we go. So that is that. So now we need to sort this out. So what I'm going to do is, off camera, I'm going to put these back onto this jump ring so that we now have our chain ready for all of our charms. I'll be right back. Okay, so that took a little bit of fiddling to get that connected, but it's all done now and it fits, which is always a good thing. So while I was away from the camera, I've also gone and sorted out all the charms that I want to put on it. So this row here of 5 is going to be on the big chain. This bottom row of 4 is going to be on the middle-sized chain, and this row here of 5 are going to be on the lightweight chain, in roughly these positions. I have also been through, and these are, if I'm not mistaken, 12mm jump rings, or are they? No, 10mm ones, sorry. 10mm jump rings, which is, is 3/8 of an inch, give or take, jump rings. And so I've picked the jump ring based on the colour of the charm. So for instance, this silver, I've gone for silver jump ring. However, this pewter kind of colour, I've gone for a pewter jump ring. So I've kind of matched them that way rather than based on what the chain is. So I've got a mix of silver, pewter, that's silver, that's a pewter. Then I've got like an old gold for these ones, and then one brass or copper, probably copper I think that is, rather than brass. So I'm going to put these all on. To be honest, you've seen it with putting together the closure, so I'm probably not going to show this bit to you, but I'll come back once they're all done, because otherwise you're all going to get bored to tears. I know this, and let's be honest, we all want to get back onto Christmas dessert. So I will be back once this is all done and all the fiddling is sorted out. So I will see you in the blink of an eye. My bracelet is now finished, but before I go into the details of that, I just want to go through and explain the inspiration for it. A few years ago, some crafty girlfriends and I were at a scrapbooking retreat, and we decided that we were going to all contribute and make a charm bracelet based on Kiwiana. So we got together, or some of us got together, and this is what we made. So these are my contributions. So I did power, made a little wee flip-flop. So that's a jandal here, that's what we call them. And, you know, sort of 3 layers of colour, and the plaited thongs or straps that go between your toes. A jar of Marmite, and that's a yeast spread that we have here in New Zealand on toast. And then I made the black singlet, which sort of used to be almost like a uniform that a lot of farmers and dads wore, but it is forever linked as a New Zealand icon. So we also have a Jaffa, which was a candy-coated chocolate lolly. So the inside was chocolate, but it was candy-coated and red. And they were notorious for, whenever you went to the movies, people would roll them down the aisles of the movies. We have some kiwi fruit slices. We have a koru made from beads. I'm not sure what this one was. I can't remember. It might have been like a glowworm. We've got a rugby ball. New Zealand national sport. We've got a New Zealand flag, and it's a map of New Zealand. We've got the Foursquare guy, who was a infamous icon of the New Zealand grocery industry here. We have a Buzzy Bees, which are wooden toys that you used to pull along on a string, and as the wings would spin, it would make this little click-clack noise. And I can always remember when Princess Diana and Prince Charles came over here, and they brought Prince William with them when he was a baby. He was gifted a little wee Buzzy Bee. It was when he was learning to walk, and the Kiwiana sort of name there. So that hangs from one of my tripods, so it's always in kind of my view and is very near and dear to my heart. So this is my bracelet. I love the sound it makes. It just has a lovely light clanging kind of noise. So on here I have a heart locket for my 3 children. They are all very dear to me, even though I didn't give birth to them. I have a fountain pen, and this is for Tanya. We have a shared love of calligraphy ink, and also ever since we connected in a comment below one of Louisa's videos looking to swap scraps, we have been prolific writers. Our emails seem to get longer and longer every time we reply. I have an anchor for my husband. He is my safety, my home. I know that I'm always safe and can come back to him after all my exploring through my craft. I have a dragonfly for Barbara. I have a butterfly for my friend Carrie. She has been a long time crafting friend and is an inspiration to me through a lot of the business side of things, particularly when I was scrapbooking. I have a cog for my love of steampunk and also my admiration for the wonderful Mr. Tim Holtz. I have a cookie jar here, complete with a little wee hanging cookie. And this was a charm that I got from Miss Wendy, and it just represents her so much. She is a magnificent baker and cake maker, as well as a crafter, and she continues to inspire me every day, and I am truly grateful for her friendship. I have a pair of scissors, both for my love of crafting and also for Glenna, an incredibly talented seamstress and sewer as well as scrapbooker, who amazes me with what she can make out of scraps of jeans and recycled fabric. She is very talented. I have a key with kind of a Celtic, but also kind of reminds me of some of the traditional Maori moku or tattoos that remind me of faith. So she is, again, a wonderful friend, lives about an hour away from me, so we craft together, though nowhere near as often as what we should. I have an owl for the incredibly talented and inspirational Louisa. She has such a wealth of knowledge and inspires me with her ability to experiment and try new things, which I love. Very much a person after my heart. I have a letter for my family, my sister, my parents. Even though Mum has passed away, they're not close. They're actually in the other island of New Zealand, but we are, well, not close distance-wise, but we are still close as family, so they mean a great deal to me. Next, I have a camera for the one and only Gypsy, who inspires me every day with not only the photographs she takes, which Gypsy takes more photographs than any person I know on the face of the planet, and I love looking at them. But she is also a truly gifted crafter and has been inspirational for more years than I care to admit to, and she probably cares me to admit as well. I have a faux, I think it's Japanese or Chinese coin for good luck. And I have a feather representing my two grandchildren, who mean the absolute world to me. So I love this. I love the sound it makes, which I've only just realised in putting it back on. I am going to give it a good clean, especially sort of the copper here, and see how that all comes out. I'm not sure if I'm going to wear it all that often, because it is actually surprisingly heavy, but I love it. And even if all it does is hang beside my other charm bracelet, that is just as wonderful to me. though hopefully I do get to wear it sometime. Maybe today, Christmas Day, I might be wearing it. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. I look forward to seeing you on the last few prompts for this year. But definitely I will be taking this inspiration and carrying on with more videos in the new year. So I look forward to seeing you after the celebrations for the end of this year. Happy crafting, and I will see you back in the studio. Bye for now.